I think I should start by clarifying my position in this. Air transport has changed the world, linking various different parts of the globe together, and it's changed the way as we as human beings interact with each other. It's created a multicultural society. And having opened this box of global trade, it's contributed to global trade, which has got its own environmental consequences and problems. But having reached a point in history where we have a global society, global economy, my position is that we cannot, as a city or a region, afford not to be connected with the rest of the world. Now, I may disagree with the actual timings of certain changes, but Kevin's statistics have been put forward, but the principle is clear. We have, as a society, to reduce our carbon footprint dramatically. 60 to 80%, some say 90%, between now and 2050. And there is no question that because aviation is fixed at the present time with its reliance upon Jet A1 fuel, its emissions will consume an increasing proportion of savings that are made elsewhere in society. A lot is being done by manufacturers. The technology is quite amazing. A lot is being done in terms of operational improvements. I've just come back from London by train, from where we're talking about radical changes that are coming down the line in business practices and operational practices. But even with all these in place, we will still not achieve a position where we're able to offset the effects of growth. And this is a big challenge for the city and the region, because if we are to develop Manchester and the region as a world region, as a world city, then I believe we need to be connected to the rest of the world by air to do that. Industry has to do everything it can, and as individuals, as Kevin said, the part of your carbon footprint, which is your flight, is significant. And I don't think we're at a point in history yet where government can instruct people how they'll behave. We're still at a point of transition where we need to educate the public about the consequences of their decisions and then allow people to make those decisions for themselves. So, public awareness is one issue. Keeping pressure on the industry to continue to drive down its environmental impact. Where there are alternative modes which have got low carbon, use those modes. But I said to somebody today, if I want to go from Aberdeen to Exeter for a meeting, I'm not going to spend 16 hours travelling down there when I can do it in 40 minutes at this point in history. But the last point, and it relates to growth and what will happen to growth in the future, is as you internalise increasing fuel prices, costs of emissions trading, any other taxes related to climate change, year on year on year, the cost of air travel is going to increase anyway. And this is going to inevitably have a depressive effect. So, to conclude, my position is I believe we need a strong aviation industry to connect Manchester and the region to the rest of the world. And Manchester Airport is charged with, created by the city parents, fathers in those days, to provide the infrastructure that would allow airlines to come in to connect us to the rest of the world. But as a society, we cannot ignore the dramatic change in carbon reduction that we need to achieve over the next 50 years.